Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this video for the new moon in Libra. For those who are new, it's great to have you here. I do have an introductory video if you want to know how to get the most out of these readings. It's not necessary, but it is a wonderful tool for you if you feel called to watching that. For those who are not new, hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. It is a pleasure to be here to support all of you, and I'm so excited to get into these readings for this new moon. So let's talk a little bit about what the new moon energy is. So the new moon is when it's a beginning phase. So this is the beginning of the energies of Libra, because the new moon is happening in the sign of Libra. The Libra archetype, as we discussed in the Libra solar readings, if you did not watch your reading for the Libra season, I do recommend going ahead and doing that. There's a lot of valuable information there. You may have more than one reading, and it was just a really fun connection with the Super Attractor deck affirmations. So the Libra archetype, if you didn't watch the Libra solar season readings, is all about balance. It's about relationships, beauty, harmony, and diplomacy. So it's the archetype of the scales. That's the symbol of the Libra vibration. So when we're talking about this newness, this new energy, this new vibration, it's going to be in the realm of the Libra archetype. There's going to be a new balance, new diplomacy, new harmony, new relationships that are going to be supported with this lunar phase. So the lunar phase will go from the time that the new moon happens on September 25th till when the next new moon happens on October 25th. So this is the cycle that we're talking about here. So when I say the lunar phase, this is what I'm talking about. The lunar phase that we're in right now is from September 25th to October 25th. So the new moon is going to be happening at 5:54 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be happening in 2 degrees, 49 minutes of Libra. There's going to be 2 readings for everybody. Their first reading is going to align for where the moon was when you were born. So on your birth chart, you're going to be looking for this symbol, and you're going to be looking for which sign this symbol of the crescent moon is in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, have no fear. I also created a tutorial video for how to find your birth information on astro.com. It's a really powerful tutorial. It is about a 20-minute video, but once you watch it, I feel that you'll be more connected to your chart. You'll be able to look at it with confidence and be able to find some of these things, these planets, these orientations that maybe you hadn't known before. If you have questions after you watch that video, please let me know. So you're going to be watching the video for where your moon was when you were born, and you're going to be watching for the house that Libra 2 degrees 49 minutes occurs in your chart. Again, if that doesn't make sense, don't worry. I talk about how to read the degree points on a birth chart in this video. So you want to watch these 2 videos, where the moon was when you were born, where Libra is right now when the new moon happens, because that's the area of our lives that's going to be most affected by this new energy. This Libra archetype is focusing us in this one house, wherever it was when you were born. So this is an important alignment for you as well. Don't worry if you're not in the right video right now. You can go look that up and then go navigate to the right video. You can skip through this introduction because they're all the same. All right. Let me see what else we have here before we dive in. Yes. So if you want to support me, there's many ways to do that. I have a chakra meditation service. It's a weekly meditation on a different chakra every week, and it's only $14.40 a month. It's on the app WhatsApp, so you do have to have that in order to access the meditations. You can sign up at devotedandvulnerable.com/services, which is also how you can find any of my other services. I am going to be offering individual card readings coming up here soon, so just contact me if you are interested in those. You can also like, comment, and share this video to support me. And you can contribute financially at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Link is in the description if you feel called to offer up a financial contribution for this guidance that's coming through. All right, my loves, let's get into your individual readings. So this reading is for you if the moon was in Sagittarius when you were born, and or if 2 degrees 49 minutes of Libra shows up in the 9th house. If you haven't already, asked to bring in your support team, opened your heart to receiving the guidance that's most aligned to you, and taken a few breaths, please do that now. We're going to be receiving our guidance from our support team through the Faery Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. So the card that came through for you is Catch Me. Trust, surrender, leap of faith into the unknown is the theme. It did come up reversed, so we are going to read the reverse meanings of this. The card says, experience is our teacher, but we must not live energetically in the past. To do so is to risk never changing, and change is life itself. This fairy is taking what seems to be a great risk and doing the impossible. So if this card turns up in a spread reversed, it could well signify that you need to trust your inner voice more. You need to walk towards your own precipice, your own impossible feat, and take a chance. What could that be? Leaving a relationship? Knowing you will get through a tough situation? Finding your voice and speaking the truth? Believing in your abilities? This being in this card may not have wings, but she has faith and such trust. When you are placing the power, what are you placing the power of your belief in? Is your belief supporting or hurting you? What innate aspect of your own wisdom do you need to reconnect with? Ask for help and assistance in facing your fears and walking into the future without having a guarantee. There are no guarantees. There is only the magical power of trust, faith, and surrender. You will be uplifted and safe as long as you focus on staying out of fear. Beautiful, big, and powerful message for you, my dear ones. This is the energy of faith, surrender, and trust, as the card calls out. She's stepping off of the edge of a building, and she knows that the earth, the air beneath her will catch her, that her feet are sure-footed, even though it looks to others to be a scary, unsafe attempt for her. And you're looking in your life for what was coming up and pinging for you as I read all of those questions. Which of those questions felt most, which of them did you have the most strong reaction to? That's where you really want to be looking at. What are you afraid of? What are your limits? What feels impossible to you, but would feel joyous to you if you achieved it? And you're being invited to step into that this month. Listening to your inner voice, guiding you each way. Your inner voice wants you to have what's best for you, wants you to have all that you desire. So it's the process of and practice of listening to that inner voice. What does that mean? I have been exploring and discovering and redefining what it means to listen to my own inner being for a long time. I didn't quite know what that meant when I first heard someone talking about it, guiding me to it. I now have more of a sense, but I still don't have the full-bodied yeses and nos that I wish I had, that I wish I could that I wish were stronger so that I would have no doubts, right? There's still sometimes doubts within me, but when something feels resonant, when I know I'm coming up against something that I'm afraid of, when I made a choice of what degree to study in college, I made the choice because the degree that I wanted felt scary. It felt impossible. It felt like a challenge. It felt like it was going to ask me to grow. And that's why I chose that degree, because I knew I was afraid of it, because I knew the expansion it would offer me. And I knew the fear was actually an indicator that I needed to go for it. So there's such a fine line between, is the fear keeping me safe, or is the fear holding me back? Where and when can I trust that? You're being invited to dive deeper into your own inner listening, your own inner knowing, more this lunar phase. Let's get the guidance for the moon alignment, and then we'll go into the beautiful house alignment. So if you're here for the house, just scroll right ahead. So the moon was in Sagittarius when you were born. Moon represents emotions. Sagittarius represents how you express your emotions. You express them through the energy of the archer, the archetype of the centaur. You're a dreamer, you're likable, you're optimistic, you're intellectual, and you're independent when it comes to your emotional expression. And as always, if you feel like this doesn't resonate, well, there may be something in your chart that's been suppressing your emotional expression, keeping you from being able to activate these qualities within your emotional sphere. Just keep that in mind as we apply this archer focused energy to this card. Yeah, it feels like you need to dream again. It feels like that energy of that Sag focused, optimistic vibe has been a little bit suppressed. It's fear has taken a hold of your heart, is what I'm feeling. And it's time for you to use that intellect that you have, that independence that you have from this alignment, to deepen your faith, to release your fears, to listen to your inner voice. The inner voice is quiet, it's loving, it's very brief, it's very direct, it's very clear, and you can listen to it in many ways. You can sit in meditation and just clear the space around you and create an open space for there to be guidance coming in. I'm sorry, I'm tapping into it and like trying to describe it as I'm feeling it. It's a little awkward. But what I'm feeling is like creating this space for the voice to come in, which means quieting your voice, which a lot of people don't think they can do in meditation. I understand it is very difficult, but it's not exactly quieting your voice as it is creating space. So if you create space, you're also opening up space for that voice to come in. It can also be felt in your body as a yes or a no energy and vibration. What feels like a yes, go toward it. What feels like a no, honor that. But also question whether the no also has fear inside of it. Because if the no is just a clear no, oh, okay, I don't need to do that. But if the no is a no, right? That's a different energy. That's a different vibe. That's the energy of fear. So you're looking for the vibration of fear, especially when it comes to something that excites you, something that would be really fun for you, maybe challenging, maybe bringing you outside your comfort zones, listening to that, and doing it anyway, because that's what you're being guided to do. You can always ask for signs for the universe to communicate with your inner voice and your support team as well. You can ask for numbers, you can ask for symbols, you can ask for objects to appear to you to help you know. You can ask for it 3 times. Please show me a popsicle 3 times to confirm that this is aligned for me. I just said the first word that came into my head. You don't have to ask for a popsicle. You can ask for whatever the first thing you think of as you say that sentence is. And then wait for it to magically appear in your life to help guide you. This is a time of trusting your inner being, listening to that guidance, knowing that it is on your side, and that the fear is moving out. You're releasing it. It's time to move forward from the fearful into the unknown, which can be fearful, but you're only afraid of it because it's unknown. And there's this saying that everything changes and there's nothing you can do to change that. And it's just such a powerful understanding of the world. Yes, everything changes. Everything's a cycle. Everything's always moving. So when we get afraid to go into the unknown, we're afraid to move. We're afraid to move forward. We're afraid to shift and change. But that's what life is always inviting us into. And it's always going to be supportive. It's always going to be something that continues the story of you. You don't want to stay in the same chapter just because you're familiar with what happens in that chapter. You need to go forward to the next journey and let yourself sink into your own inner space, your own inner guidance, your own support team, and your relationship with them to help navigate and help you be guided. Yeah? Go ahead and watch the moon alignment for the house, for where 2 degrees 49 minutes of Libra shows up in your chart, so that you can find out where in your life this leap of faith energy is really occurring for you. Okay? Until then, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste. Ninth house, 2 degrees 49 minutes of Libra. This is where your new beginnings are coming, and this is where you're being invited to release your fear. So the where of the ninth house is the house of spirituality. It has to deal with ideology, second partners, travel, law, and higher education. So anywhere in this realm where you're feeling afraid to move forward, this is your invitation to take that step. If it's a new spiritual practice that you've been wanting to explore, but you're afraid that it's going to change you in ways that make you lose friends or family members or challenge your own beliefs, it's time. If you have been wanting to go into higher education, but you've been afraid, definitely time. If you've been wanting to go into law, same thing. If you've been wanting to travel, or if you've been wanting to seek another partner, this is the time for you to step into that. And the main message here is to listen to your inner guidance, to cultivate feelings of faith, trust, and surrender between you and your support team, you and the universe, you and your own inner self and inner knowing, especially when it comes to the spiritual realm, okay? The spiritual realm is the realm of the unknown, and to explore it, you have to surrender into the unknown of it. And it is a beautiful journey, even if it's triggering, even if it's scary. And so it's important to listen to yourself. It's important to know what your inner guidance feels like, to have a practice to connect to this inner guidance so that you can feel safe within the uncertainty. Yeah? That's really all I have for you, my ninth housers. Remember that the moon alignment was also relevant to this reading. So bring your emotions into this house of spirituality and the guidance that came through for your emotions. And if you have questions on how to integrate both messages, please reach out. Let me know how this is resonating with you. Follow up. Let me know how this played out for your lunar phase. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.